Welcome back to Gamer Nerds. I'm Sid. In this episode, we'll be talking about Mass Effect 2, which was released for PC and Xbox 360. In this sequel to the 2007 masterpiece, you reprise the role of Commander Shepard in his quest to save the galaxy. This space odyssey once again has Shepard forging unlikely alliances. But that's enough from me. Let's hear what the boys have to say.
Today, me and Voice are going to talk about our most anticipated Xbox 360 title, EA and BioWare's masterpiece, Mass Effect 2. This time around, you have Commander Shepard, your version of Commander Shepard, chasing Geth, continuing investigation to the Reaper threat. And the thing about Mass Effect is that it's your story and your take on the universe. This is the Empire Strikes Back of the Mass Effect trilogy. I am quoting the producers on this. Much darker than the first one.
The thing about Mass Effect 2, even the first one, but really is shown Mass Effect 2 is that this is your story. People that play the first one will definitely want to import their character. People that did not play the first one, honestly, just go play it first. Really relies on, the decisions you make. Decisions you made in the first game come through in the second game. So everyone's getting, playthrough will be slightly different. And I saw his character, I was like, who the hell?
We actually saw each other's Shepards for the first time, and we played through Mass Effect 1 and 2 4 times each, and I had no relation to his character. He looked different, he was weird, alien to me. What BioWare does so well is that it's your game. Mass Effect 3, you're going to import your character to that. People you've decided to let live, races you've decided to let live or die.
Little stuff in the first game that you might have done come through in the second game, and for people like me that really enjoy, follow through, I get all giddy and get all like Star Wars nerdy.
He gets
stuff.
really excited.
It feels like it's your story. You're Commander Shepard. In my case, Commander Shepard's good looking. In his case, he's butt ugly. But
we're gonna ask your opinion on that after, so don't worry.
It is this giant space odyssey, and I found they do a really good job of making you feel like you're in space, you're tackling this Reaper threat. Like I said, it's a big game. Every decision you make alters the next step, alters the game, alters the ending. But for a game that's, so varied, I do find it a little linear. It's a big game, but then again, for a space game, you'll think it'd be a lot bigger.
What Voice says in every episode, and I hate him for doing this, is that the story in this game is literally the meat of the game. So Mass Effect 1 was a big fat blob of meat, a lot of fat. Mass Effect 2, the story in particular, is much more lean and focused. You're much more driven in your story, and it is linear. The real gem in the story lies behind your teammates. You're trying to recruit some motley crew of teammates to help you complete this mission. Really spend time and do the characters' loyalty missions. That's where the best stories are. You learn a lot more about your characters.
Like he said, the main story, it's a good main story. It's a little generic, but the side missions honestly bring the story to life. Overall, Mass Effect 2 story, awesome. I just can't wait for the next one. Let's talk about the gameplay of Mass Effect. Unlike the first one, this is the more refined, more lean version of what the first game was. There's so many weapons. The RPG element was just insane. This time around, there still is an RPG element, but it's been really stripped down to the basics of what you would need, what you would expect. The main focus actually would be combat. It's more of a shooter. You can actually compare this game now to games like Gears of War.
Some purists are kind of disappointed that the RPG elements are stripped down. Here's the upgrade screen from Mass Effect 1. Here's the upgrade screen from Mass Effect 2. As you can see, it's much more simple. Even though there's less RPG elements, the gameplay still remains essentially the same. He plays the game as a soldier, has no idea what a biotic power is. I've seen him play. He just fires, uses a run and gun. That's his technique. I play as a Vanguard, charge for the win. They've revamped the classes. Engineers now have tech shields, drones, new classes like the infiltrators. Each class plays so differently and plays to your style. Play the game on Insanity difficulty. Really is a test. You'll have to use your teammates and your squad. Use biotics, not Jedi powers as you thought it's called. BioWare does a really good job of just focusing on what a single class can do really well, and it's up to you to choose that.
As you mentioned, as a soldier, I can pick up different weapons. BioWare did a really, really good job with really refining the combat system. When you do level up, you're assigned certain points, which you then assign to any parts you want to upgrade. More refined, much cleaner, less to manage. I don't know if you guys remember the first game, but that was hell on earth.
Yeah, I mean, like this time around, there's not even an equipment screen because that was a total mess. You'd spend time going through, a million of the same items. Experience in this game is solid numbers. 1,000 points for beating a mission, 40 points for side mission. Money actually makes sense, whereas in the first game, you're a billionaire after the first area. There's
an interrupt system, so in some cutscenes, you can actually interrupt. If you're a renegade, you end up smacking someone mid-conversation, just shut the f up.
That reporter had it coming. I punched her out twice now. Another thing that BioWare has done to refine, the Mass Effect experience is the hacking module. When you're trying to hack a data pad or a wall safe, there's an actual circuit appears on the screen. It is very simple. You're just matching up. It gets repetitive, but it is better than the original system. The other hacking module is when you are trying to hack a computer or data files, basically make a script.
As awesome as Mass Effect 2 is, there is a single fault, and this honestly for me will be the planet scanning. Scanning for resources, you go to planets, planets, you scan them. So it involves you holding down,
So, interrupt right here. So, let me explain something.
Sucks.
You complain to me every day, I hate the planet scanning, stop the planet scanning. If I recall, that's all you've done.
It is an RPG, and I want to upgrade my, my weapons, upgrade my armor.
You hate grinding.
I hate level grinding, but I will do it because I want to be the best at
He
the end.
complains about it. It's optional. Resources now go into upgrading your squad all at once. All your biotics go up, all your heavy weapons, all your miniguns. Again, it's much leaner, much more driven, much more focused. Really is one of the, top tier action RPGs out there. Good stuff. So it's no surprise that Mass Effect 2 for Xbox 360 is one of the best looking games out there for the system. The difference between the first and second game is night and day. I don't know what they've done to the engine, but it's just that much better. Again, the theme of this darker story, it shows in your environment, there's a lot more reds and darks. The biggest thing that gets an upgrade is the environments. Mass Effect 1, you visited the same, 3-room layout buildings every 5 seconds. Now it's every mission is varied, your ship has a new look, the characters have a new look, you can customize your armor and everything. I love the visuals in this game.
It's a good looking game, I won't lie to you, it's good looking, but it's not that amazing. Well, like you said, the environments are very lush, but honestly that depends on where you are. There are some places where you walk into a room and it's filled up, there's so much going on. And then there are some rooms you walk into them and they're very, very empty. There are all these items sometimes in the room and you can't really interact with a lot of them. They're not destructible. Then again, I know this is a big game, but stuff like that honestly would have made the game a lot better, more realistic.
Because you just waste your time blowing up things.
I would blow up everything. I mean, you are as some sort of super Jedi after all, right?
See?
Character models, most of them look good, especially the main characters, your teammates, Commander Shepard, all looking good. When it comes to the NPCs, some of the background people, the stuff, people don't really matter. They just look so generic.
They don't matter.
They look generic. Some of them look okay, and others just look deformed. Miranda, when you talk to Miranda sometimes, again, she's a well-developed character. My big issue with her, honestly, is her jawbone.
Yeah, it frightens Steve. He doesn't like women with shape.
Lego's daughter?
Facial animation is still good. Sometimes there's some weird things going on with eyelashes and eyelids. Based on the decisions you make, your Shepard will make these cool smirks and be angry, whatever. And one thing that's really scary is when people cry in this game. Emotion is conveyed, but it just looks like they've stuck plastic on their faces. In BioWare, you really need to work on women's hair. It looks like, some sludge that's just frozen on their head.
Honestly, if you want to get a good laugh, go into any of the clubs and order a drink and wear a helmet.
Yeah, that needs some work because he has sort of a
I didn't know what's going on.
Invisible.
Maybe he sucks it in. I don't know.
Every time Commander Shepard has something in question, he'll put his arms like this and he'll walk to the side. So, Corian.
Saints Row, man.
The voice acting this time around is, just fantastic. The roles in the first game are reprised. Keith David comes back. Seth Green comes back. New voice actors, Trisha Helfer for Edie. The girl from Chuck, I don't know her name, plays Miranda. Raiden is in this game. Worf is in this game. To top that off, the music. Mass Effect 1 was one of my favorite soundtracks ever. I still listen to the OST. They did this whole Blade Runner thing with the synth sounds. The first time I played Mass Effect 2, I actually didn't like the music because I couldn't hear it. Lower the in-game sounds and raise the music up because it's amazing. You have individual music tracks for teammates. The Biotic has this crazy high-paced, fast track to suit her psycho biatch nature. Jack Wall, you did a fantastic job this time around. By the OST from Mass Effect 2, it's probably one of the best soundtracks I've ever listened to. Even better than Bayonetta.
Alright, let's talk about the contents in Mass Effect 2. Obviously, there's the story, different difficulty settings. He's playing it on... What are you playing it on right now? Saturday?
Played it, finished it, completed it.
Whatever. There are the loyalty missions. You don't have to do them.
One thing I'll say right now, if you never played the game, everything you do or don't do affects the ending. All this will carry to the third game, so be careful to decide.
There are other side missions in the game. They're not that big. Just do them if you want to level up. Beyond that, like you said, there's the planet scanning thing, which I cannot stand.
Just like the first game, there's always time for relations. And much to Voice's dismay, he couldn't get, Commander Shepard, the man version, to do it with the Turian or the Krogan. If you bought the original version with this absolutely horrendous cover, one of the original copies, you'd get basically access to the Cerberus network. EA's thing to send DLC to you. It's everything from new weapons to a new character. There's already been Zaid, which you didn't like very much.
No.
Cool character, cool looking, stupid story. The Cerberus armor, which is, another word for Master Chief armor. A Terminus armor, which really suits the dark tone of the game. Then you have Voice's main armor, the Village People armor. If you're like me, you bought the Fantastic Collector's Edition. Comes with the Cerberus access. BioWare has revealed that there's a new character coming out called Sumi. New ship coming called the Hammerhead. It should actually come out in 2 weeks. It should make up for what the Mako did. BioWare, we love you for this. Bring on Mass Effect 3, we can't wait.
Thanks for watching. We hope you enjoyed the show. Feel free to leave your comments and feedback below, and please subscribe. See you next time on Gamer Nerds. This space opera once again has Shepard forging unlikely appliances. He's forging appliances.